Hello guys, and welcome back to Watch Reviews by Hurley. Today I have a pretty special watch made from a micro brand called Raven Watches, which is out of Stillwell, Kansas, is owned and managed by a really nice guy by the name of Steve Laughlin. I first started communicating with Steve about a year ago. I had been emailing Steve a few times as I was interested in this particular Raven Endeavour 2 42 millimeter 500 meter yellow diver, and I went ahead and acquired it. I actually got to meet Steve recently at the Intersect vendor event in Long Beach just this last July 27th of 2024. This was a micro brand event. I think there were about 20 vendors there. So it was pretty cool to meet Steve, chat with him a bit, and look at his upcoming revision of their Trekker, which I really liked. The one I liked the most was his matte black one with the yellow sweep second and a black crown. So that looked pretty stunning. I think I'm going to probably get that pretty soon. It's just, it's always nice to see a watch firsthand rather than through a website screenshot. Whenever you can get your hands on one and get a look at it close up. I think most of Steve's watches have a unique vibe. I believe Raven is rated as one of the top 25 micro brands out there. And I have to agree that his designs and quality put him at the top of this competitive food chain. These micro brands have continued to grow because they're offering a lot of value and quality near above the mainstream watches like Seiko. And as you know, Seikos are just really getting pricey. I do think that the more mainstream watch companies are finally catching on that they need to offer better spec watches such as Sapphire Crystal, ceramic bezel, and better movements, which is what a lot of the micro brands are offering standard these days. And of course, Seiko is a great watch company, as you know, with an incredible horology, but the micro brands are giving you some very innovative designs, colors, and upscale specs that you may not necessarily get with a mainstream watch, which costs more. As always, I give a bit of history on the company if it's my first time reviewing them. So Raven, as I mentioned, out of Kansas, is owned by Steve Laughlin, and he got his Bachelor of Fine Arts degree from Kansas State University and has been designing and producing watches since 2008. Steve's role over at Raven is a product designer. He handles marketing, photography, his website development, sales, shipping, etc., etc. So he's a one-man show over there, and he's a busy guy. So I think Steve builds most, if not all, of his watches by hand, and I continue to see more cool designs coming out of Raven. I do wish him the best of luck because he's a pretty cool guy, and his watches look really cool as well. I think they are a good value for the specs you get. Okay, let's first take a look and see what you get in the box. You do get this fairly nice leatherette box of pretty good quality with the Raven logo there embossed on the top. So that's pretty cool. It's a zipper pouch. I think for the price point of $620 for this watch, you get I think a better than average storage box than you would normally get. So this box is about 7 inches by 5 1/3 inches. You open it up, you have this nice enclosed compartment with the safety flap. You open that up and you have 2 cards. You have one is your international warranty card that has the date of purchase, the customer, the serial number, and the dealer, which is Steve Laughlin. So that comes in the box, and then you have his card as well that has his email address, website address, and that's in the little compartment there. And then it has a protective flap that covers 2 compartments, one that holds the watch and one that holds your Nodex stainless steel bracelet. I think as an extra, you get these nice elastic restraining tabs here that keep your watch in place. So you could actually store 2 watches. As you see, it's formed into 2 watches. So you could either store 2 watches or an extra bracelet, as you see here. So that's pretty nice. I will be showing you a few of their models as we progress through this review. You're going to see some web shops thrown up as we progress along. And you will see some nice dive video of this Raven on the wrist in and around Fiji from a dive trip last June with depths of around 80 feet or so. The watch performed beautifully with no humidity, no water leaks or issues of any kind. So it was sea trialed really well, and I can recommend this watch to any water sports fan. If you're just snorkeling or scuba diving or just swimming in a pool, you won't be disappointed with its performance. It is rated for 500 meters and does have a helium escape valve on the side of the case. So it can go to some very deep water if you choose to, and you have the equipment to go that deep. So if you're like a commercial diver, you may want to take a look at the Raven lineup. All right, guys, so let's get into this Raven Endeavour 2, which is a descendant of the original Endeavour that had a different case design. And the bezel actually went over the side of the case a bit. And I'm just saying this from pictures I've seen of the original Endeavour. I've never had my hands on it, but from the pictures, it looks like that bezel does go out outside of that case area. And I do think that this Endeavour 2 is an improvement over the previous model. So Steve seems to be, he keeps innovating and making improvements over time. I always look at watches as a work of art, and I do think that this is what this Raven Endeavour 2 definitely is. It has a real eye appeal to it, a kind of vintage look that I like with some of its own unique design cues. First, you have a nicely black polished bezel here that has a nice grip to it. Not too firm, not too easy to turn as well. Nice tactile feel to it. You have good-sized hour markers, good-sized hand and minute hands, with an incredible blue lume on the dial on the bezel. And let me just throw the light on it real quick so you can get an idea of how this lume looks on the bezel and the dial as well. Beautiful lume, blue lume on there. I'll have a time lapse for you guys a little bit later. All the hour markers and the date window have a precision stainless steel borders, which really allows that lume to pop out. Let me just turn off this light for a little bit. And you can see how it's just really, I just love this blue lume. Later on, I'll be showing you the Nodex stainless steel bracelet, which is included with this watch. You can definitely take this out to a more formal occasion with that Nodex stainless steel bracelet. I really like the rubber strap on this because it's a formed rubber that tapers off the case nicely, as you can see. Decent buckle there with the Raven logo, plenty of length, and feels real comfortable on the wrist. Even though this is a 42 millimeter, it feels and looks more like a 43 millimeter to me. Nice coin edge on the bezel to grip easy. Okay, let's go ahead and throw on that Nodex stainless steel bracelet real quick, and I'll show you how that looks on the Raven. Nice thing about Raven is that they have these quick release straps, both on the rubber strap and the Nodex bracelet, and drilled lugs, so you could, if you don't, prefer not to use the quick release straps, they do have drilled lugs, which is always real nice. Makes it easy to switch out straps and bracelets. But let me go ahead and put that Nodex on. So as I was mentioning, the stainless steel borders that are around the hour markers, the 12 o'clock marker, and the framed date window, you also have this black polish accent on the hour and minute hand, as well as the sweep second hand, which really allows those hands and minute hands, sweep second to pop out off of that yellow dial. So really good design there by Steve, which kind of makes it a fun watch yet dressy. And the nice thing about this Note X is push button function. Comes off nice, good tension there. You've got your Raven logo on the clasp. 3-link oyster style bracelet that articulates really well. Not much side movement, which tells you it's precision made. And again, I really like that on the fly adjustment that these Note X bracelets provide. You don't have to about readjusting those pins out and in for the micro adjustments throughout the day as your wrist expands and contracts based on how hydrated you are. Nice case design here with a brushed finish, polished chamfered edges, which dress it up a bit for those more formal occasions. On this dial, you have the Raven logo just below the 12 o'clock position. Right there. Good size font. And again, those nicely framed stainless steel hour markers really makes that loom pop. Let me just throw the flash on there real quick so you can see that nice blue loom. And speaking about quality, the hour markers are lined up perfectly with the minute markers. You can see there's just a very high quality standard built into this watch. You have the date window at the 6 o'clock. Nice white wheel with the black font, so it's easy to read. You don't even need a Cyclops on this thing. I think it's very readable. Just above the date window, you have Endeavour 2 with the 500 meter marker. Let me just move this hour hand out of the way so you can see it a little better. Endeavour 2. See if I get to focus. Okay, 500 meter. Again, who really dives that deep? But if you're a commercial diver, you know, 500-600 feet, this would work for you. Bezel action on this ceramic bezel is very tactile, good, easy to grip. The bezel does have, you can see how my finger slipped there a little bit. It has a bit of a angle to it. So if your hands are a little bit moist, a little bit of sweat, it does tend to, your finger will slip there because it's a polished point edge. But other than that, I think it leads to a nice design, the way he angled that bezel there. The crown at the 4 o'clock position, easy to grip and turns nicely. What I really like is there's very little wobble in that crown there. Oh, you get hacking. Let me just show you that. So at the sweep second stops, you can go in and adjust your time and your date. Turns nicely. So good function there. Wind it up a bit. And screws down really nicely. Nice and firm. Okay, on the screw down case back, we have the Raven logo there. Get this bracelet out of the way. Right there you can see it shows the year manufactured, 2023. If I can get into focus there, here you go. With the serial number 241 of 300. He does have limited runs on these on different colorways. At the top you have automatic. This does have a Miyota 9015 movement, so you get a high beat movement. Circumnavigating the case, you have more inscriptions. Raven Endeavour 2, which is the model. You have 316L stainless steel, sapphire, and 500 meter or 1600 foot depth rating. All on a solid stainless steel case back. Let's go ahead and take a look at the time lapse on this Raven Endeavour 2. So I think you'll agree that that loom worked very well on this Endeavour 2. That blue color I really dig. A little bit better than maybe some of the green colors out there. The Endeavour 2 specs are as follows. Style is definitely a diver, but with the Nodex bracelet, I see no reason why you could not wear it out for more formal occasions, for a nice dinner out on the town. And the yellow dial does give it that fun characteristic. Diameter specs, 42 millimeter. Again, I do think it wears more like a 43. And that pretty much fits most of the guys out there. So real comfortable, lightweight on the wrist. Definitely can use this as a daily, no problem. Lug distance is 47 millimeters. Case thickness is 12 millimeters. Crystal is a flat sapphire with anti-reflective coating, which I think is a must on any watch. I hate reflections on a watch. Case material is a 316 stainless steel, which is an anti-allergic type of steel. Water resistance, again, 500 meter or 1600 feet. Helium release valve at the 9 o'clock position on the side of the case. You get a Miyota 9015 automatic movement. Nodex bracelet, 22 millimeter, tapering down to 18 at the clasp with the quick release buttons. Loom is a Superluminova X1 blue. Dial yellow with raised indices. Date at the 6 o'clock with the white wheel. Bezel is a nice polished black ceramic with full loom. Finish again is a brushed case, polished chamfered edges, which kind of gives it that more sophisticated look, while also being kind of sporty. The hour, minute, and sweep second hands are a black polished accent, which ties in really well with that yellow dial. Drilled lugs on the case, which is great if you prefer not using the quick release band or bracelet. So to summarize, on this Raven, you're getting a retro vibe with a modern design with the distinctive features. It feels and looks great on the wrist. This is a well thought out timepiece that Steve designed. It loves the water as well as going out for those nice occasions. Yet with a kind of a fun look to it with the colorways. At a price of around $620, you're getting a well-spec'd out watch with a Miyota high beat movement, ceramic bezel, Sapphire Crystal, AR coating, eye-popping dial and lume. So this is a well thought out design in my eyes and covers a lot of what most people typically have on their wish list for a nice looking functional diver design. Okay, well, that's about all I have for you guys today. Do check out ravenwatches.com for their latest releases and designs. Steve is always innovating, coming out with new stuff. So just check in with his website to see what's going on. They do have limited runs, so sometimes their more popular dial colors will run out faster than others. I do hope you enjoyed a bit of the dive film as well. I'm heading back to Fiji first week of September to sea trial and film a few more watches. I typically always sea trial them. I can't always do that, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed the dive film on this Raven. We're hoping that the currents are going to cooperate so we can do some wreck dives and a night dive. Again, check out ravenwatches.com, see their lineup. Thanks for joining me. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next video. Have a great day. Bye for now.